Some of the smartest and successful CEOs that I know are invisible. Not because of their business is not very well known, but because they have been sold one lie, which is the more you post on LinkedIn, the more you build your authority system, which is not true at all. If you're a 7 or 8 figures CEO, you are not seen as the go-to expert in your niche, then the problem is not your business. The problem is your positioning on LinkedIn. This video is not about motivation at all. It's all about execution. And if you stay till the end of this video, I'm going to share with you the exact framework that we use for CEOs to engineer their visibility and legacy and also credibility. Let me tell you about a CEO that I know. He is generating more than $100 million yearly in his revenue. He's always posting regularly. He had a clean profile and amazing visuals on LinkedIn, but still ignored by media, speaking gigs, and not landing any panel discussion, being passed by all great opportunities. He was literally frustrated, and he knows from inside that he deserved like a great recognition, but the effort were not getting him anywhere at all. And when we start to ask why, what happened? This is because content only is one part from the full equation. And most CEOs understand the more that I post on LinkedIn, the more I will be perceived as a subject matter expert or the go-to name, which is not right at all. Content is only one pillar, and posting is not equal to positioning. Visibility without credibility is just like a noise. He told me that I'm doing everything that I can. I'm posting on LinkedIn, I have great profile, and I don't receive any great opportunities like inbound. And what shall I do? He told me that I see less experienced CEOs than me, and they land great opportunities and inbound opportunities from LinkedIn. And I don't know what's missing. And this is exactly the common mistake that most CEOs is falling on every single day on LinkedIn. You don't need to post more posts every day on LinkedIn. Not at all. What you need is just an authority system that takes you to another level. We called this system in our agency the CEO authority system. And this system is built on 4 P's. Number 1, positioning. Number 2, publishing. Number 3, presence. And number 4, public relations. The first P that we start with is positioning and the power of first impression. Let me give you a metaphor. Imagine yourself that you are invited in front of thousands of people, and you will deliver like an exceptional keynote speech, and you have prepared for it for a long time. At the moment that you start to go on the stage and you delivered your great keynote speech, people start to turn off, and you wondered why. And after a time you realize that you were wearing unsuitable clothes, or you dressed not very well. So the first impression that will come into your audiences that you don't respect them, or it's not the same level of the, I would say, mutual respect that you could have it with them. This is exactly the same that would happen with you in terms of positioning. Most CEOs think about great visuals and great optimization of their profile will take them to another level, which is not true. What you need to do in terms of positioning, you need to identify your ICP, your ideal client persona, the audiences. And the second thing that you need to do is optimizing your profile in terms of visuals and even messaging to speak to your ICP. So the first impression will always last. So you have to optimize your profile not for everyone, but for your target audiences, so you can position yourself and speaking to them, and your messaging is always resonating with them, and then you start position everything in the right way. How positioning could happen? Number 1, you need to identify your ICP. And then the second thing that you can do is you start to build your messaging and your visuals and your summary, talking ideally to your ideal client persona or your audiences, not to everyone, but to someone. And you have also to improve your searchability in terms of Google, not only LinkedIn, but you have to build like a great Google knowledge panel about you, because people will start building like credibility with you once they start to Google you. What they will get? Will they see like great credibility, or they will see nothing? And according to that, you have to ask yourself these 2 questions. Is your positioning consistent across every touch point, or it's just a noise? And always remember this second thing, which is authority starts the moment someone hears about your name. So my question to you right now, what people will take off when they search about your name? They will see like great noise, or they will see a real brand. The second P, which is publishing. In a very simple way, it's the brand message. And let me to give you that metaphor. Imagine yourself at that time, you're on the stage, you are in front of great people, and once you start to open the mic and speak in front of those people, people also, they start to turn off. But this time is not because you're not dressed well, but this time because your message is not resonating with them. What you were talking about was just noise. And this is exactly what happened when it comes to the brand messaging or the content of the CEOs that they are deploying it on LinkedIn. What they are talking about everything and to everyone. And when you're talking to everything and to everyone, what will happen is you will act like a noise, and people will perceive you like a commodity and not a brand. And when you start to talk to someone and not to everyone, then your message will start resonating with your ideal client persona. And most CEOs, and this is what I see on LinkedIn, they are acting like a shotgun. They are speaking about everything, and they're not acting like a sniper. Just one effect, one ICP, and a great message, so they can position themselves as like a go-to names. So posting is not the game. It's about positioning and the right messaging, because posting with purpose will perceive you and will help you get perceived as a subject matter expert in your field. And just remember this always. Leadership is not about being loud, but it's about being known for something. The third P, which is presence. In a very nutshell, it's building the right network of people. Imagine with me this time that you are on the stage right now, but this time you are wearing very suitable clothes and you prepared an amazing speech. But that time when you start to open your mouth, people start to close their ears and they just lose focus. And you wondered why, what happened again? You have the right messaging and you prepared very well. But after time, you understand that you're surrounded with the wrong people on this room. So the reason for that most CEOs, what they do, even if they have great positioning and if they have great messaging, they are not resonating with the right people because of one thing, that they are not surrounded with the right network in their LinkedIn. And this is exactly what we do in our agency. Number one, what we do in order to get the right people into your network, we identify your ideal client persona, the ICP, demographics, where are they, how they look like, and what are their problems. This is the first thing. Then what we do, we're not waiting for them to come to us through the algorithm, not at all. What we do, we go and approach them. And we start search about them on LinkedIn and start add this ICP from the second and third connection into first connection into your network. And the reason for that, because we know those ICP, their problems, and we know the CEO problems and power and knowledge. And what we do, we bring them into the network and we start warming them up by the content that we have. By this way, you start influence them. You start position yourself on the stage that you are a great subject matter expert in that field. So it's all about building the right network. You can build like great positioning and great content, but it's not resonating with the right current network that you have. So you have to build the right network, approach them, get them, and then warm them by the content. So always just remember in the third pillar that influence is being known by the right 100 people and not the wrong 10,000 people. The fourth P, which is public relations. Megaphone your message. This time, let's continue in the same metaphor. This time you were on the stage here and you have crushed all the great messages and people love your message here and they start to trust you. But the challenge that you will face here, that your influence will not exceed more than this room. So in order to amplify and megaphone your message, you have to find a way where you can build more trust through a third voice Here's the name, I would say. A third voice that can stamp upon your great positioning and your great story and your great messaging. It's not about only speaking about yourself, the position that you do, but sometimes you have to have a great credibility more than the messaging that you're saying by yourself. So we're using a third voice. Someone is away from you. Someone is not biased. Someone who can speak about your story and influence more and more. And this could be happening through publications. And this is what we are always helping our great clients and CEOs by featuring them in publications, by bringing for them like panel discussions and influence their existence beyond their room. And they have like great authority in that case. And this is exactly what will happen with you by featured on like great publications. You will have more traffic, and especially if your brand strategy is aligned with your public relations strategy or PR strategy, then your message will be amplified and you start attracting more great opportunities and people look at you. And this is what exactly our agency, what we're doing with. By this way, what will happen when trusted platforms talks about you, it builds credibility you cannot buy. So you can build a great message and a great power by being featured in a great publications, which will take you to another level. So here is the truth that you need to know as a CEO. You don't need to scream louder, but you need to be seen in the right way. And to be seen in the right way, we're running in our agency a completely done-for-you system called the CEO Authority System. It's designed for 7 and 8 figures CEOs like yourself who wants to be the go-to name and the subject matter expert in their space. This system, it drives leverage in terms of credibility and visibility across LinkedIn and media features and even in Google. By applying the CEO Authority System, you start seeing the right people and the right opportunities start knocking your doors. So if this is something that would interest you, you can book a call using the link below here. Or maybe you can direct message me on LinkedIn, Unleash, and my lead advisor will be in touch with you so we can help you get into the next level of opportunities.